This video was inspired by a sexy bastard known as Swag. Link will be in the description.
What? Hey.
What the fuck are you doing?
Welcome to a video on how to get good at Lil Drake, not to be confused with the rapper. Players who master this little irritation dragon will burn enemies to death, not only using his powerful Drake blasters but also with the power of the Drake's bullshit flames. Let's get started. Starting with the imp himself, the Lil Drake has fully automatic dual blasters capable of firing out fiery balls of fuckery. These fiery balls of fuckery travel noticeably slower than the normal imp, so trying ranged fights will be a fucking nightmare. However, if you happen to catch a target that is standing still, forgetting the cognitive function to move their fucking legs, then feel free to shoot at them as much as you please, as Lil Drake's projectiles are not affected by gravity at all, so feel free to snipe at them as you see fit, as whilst you do lose out on a little bit of damage output, it means nothing if they're just standing there, admiring their fantasy land and being an arrogant little shit and not giving a single fuck in the world. It is also worth mentioning that Lil Drake's weapon fire noticeably slower in comparison to the normal imp, which whilst it does mean less damage overall, it does mean the recoil is not as bad as your sister on her fucking period. Now of course, with every imp we showcase, we do both the imp himself as well as their mech. Speaking of which, let us move on to it. This bulky ass dragon is tied for having the most health in the entire game at 400 health, allowing you to very easily sponge more damage than a virgin's first time in bed. Though it is because of this high amount of health that he does move slightly slower. The dragon mech is equipped with a busted as fuck flamethrower that can deal so much damage that it can melt literally any plant in a matter of seconds. It is also something to point out that the flamethrower has more range than any other spray weapon in the game at 11 fucking meters in length. Like, that's longer than a fucking school bus. It is because of this that players may scream in rage at how this mech can reach them in places that they might not expect, and like every other spray based weapon, whilst it has infinite ammo, it is susceptible to overheating after 5 constant seconds of use, and much like every other spray weapon, it is able to be increased in effectiveness by rapidly pressing the fire button instead of holding it, though it is most effective with the Drake mech, as not only does it deal the most damage out of all the spray weapons, but because it has extra range, allowing the mech to more easily take down any inferior shit that dare stands before you. Moving on to the mech's abilities. The first of these is a sudden dash forward. This functions identical to your typical sprint tackle, so nothing more needs to explain, except for how well it synchronizes with the Drake mech's jump, as rather than having one normal jump, he has 4 separate smaller jumps, which, if used to fly off an edge, will allow you to keep the momentum and fly so far across the fucking map that people will think that you can teleport just about fucking anywhere and easily terrify the shit out of people. The second ability, well, even after playing this game for over 5 fucking years, I'm not sure myself how this thing fucking works. From what I can tell, it makes some sort of shield out of dust that seems to absorb some damage and neglects damage, though it seems rather inconsistent and either works or doesn't work. Honestly, I'm not really sure how it fucking works myself. You'll probably have to find some professional in the comments, as they'll be able to explain it in a very professional way and actually explain it somehow. Thanks to this guide, you will now be able to torch your enemies harder than the fucking sun and melt their hopes and dreams in piles of melted ashes and completely sadden them. Be sure to watch out for the next mystery get good in a few days. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe for more shit like this. Have fun.